Good morning, guys. It has been a long time since I have literally rolled out of bed and hopped on camera, right? But today is Monday, and on the agenda today is to obviously get my normal work done. I am going to play with little man. I'm gonna make myself some breakfast here and get some coffee in me. I bought my very first Ray Dunn mug. Also got a, like when you cook and you need somewhere to put your spoon that you're using to cook. I don't even know what they call it. It's like a spoon tray, so you can place your spoon on there when you're cooking, and it says feast. My husband thinks both of them, or at least the spoon rest, I think that's what it's called. He thinks that's dumb. He thinks the writing is ugly. He says it looks like Garfield writing, and I'm gonna be completely honest. Originally, that's exactly what I thought. Like, that's why it took me so long to get them, but now they're so popular. I think they're so adorable. So I've liked them, like, even when I first saw Ray Dunn come out, like, I love them, but I thought it had like a cheese effect to it because it did look like Garfield's writing. But now I finally have one. I'm probably gonna end up stocking up on more, but my husband will kill me. You guys know he like literally despises my cup and mug obsession. He says I can continue doing a mug obsession, but he does not like that I have so many tumblers because they take up so much space, and they do. So I'm gonna probably toss some of them. But yeah, that being said, the whole weekend was spent showing the house and just having to be out of the house. The same thing needs to happen this week. The new house that we are buying is being inspected today, so we will make sure everything is ready and good to go. That's kind of important because that'll let us know if we're staying in the house or not, basically, or if we're going into that house or not. And then our house that we're in now is being inspected tomorrow. So we have to get out of the house again tomorrow. I think we have to go to someone else's house other than my in-laws because that's usually where we've been going, but I think we're gonna have to go somewhere else because my in-laws are having their house cleaned tomorrow. So with the dogs and the cat, I'm not gonna take them and just make it even worse. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do. My man has been sleeping so much better. I think I had like an Instagram about it like a week or two ago about him having trouble sleeping, and number one, I think it was gas. I think he was fighting sleep, and he's really started teething. The teething thing doesn't seem to affect him until like dinner time. That's when all of a sudden he seems to have a little bit more pain. Those are usually the witching hours anyway because your milk supply drops, so that's usually when he's like a little more fussy anyway. But I've noticed he needs to have his naps, like if they're very important. I didn't realize that that's why he goes through literal chaos. When my husband is gone and out of the house, I can get him to nap no problem. But whenever he's home, my husband is just like busy, and then when he's busy, I start getting busy, and he makes a lot of noise when he's busy, so he has trouble napping. And yesterday, like I said, we were out of the house the whole time, and then when I did get him to nap, people were in and out of our house, they would wake him up. So yesterday was a lot harder come like evening time, but then going to sleep, he went to sleep just fine and then stayed asleep until, bless you, stayed asleep until like 6, and then all of what he really needs his first wake up is just his pacifier. I think he wakes up from either a dream or he wakes up just wanting to know that he's not alone. So I just pretty much give him the wubba-nub, and then he goes back to bed, and then he'll sleep for maybe like 1 or 2 more hours, and then he'll wake up and need a bottle. So he woke up around 6, got his wubba-nub. It took a little bit for me to actually get him to like be calm with the wub, and it took a while for me to go back to sleep after that because for some reason I felt like totally awake. So between like 6 and 7:30 I dealt with not being able to go to sleep. I wanted to get up at that point because I felt awake, and then when I did finally fall back asleep at like 7:30, he woke up again at like 8:30. So we've just been nursing in bed. I used my Haka in the morning time. I used to pump and give him a bottle in the morning, but it kind of became a pain because he'd be screaming, the bottle wouldn't be warm in time. It took forever to pump. So I literally only pump like for 10 minutes before bed. And I only do 10 minutes because I already do a feeding before bed. Like basically I'll give him a bottle. Whatever I collect throughout the day in the Haka, he gets that as a bottle at nighttime now, and it's usually anywhere from 3 ounces to 5 ounces. He'll get that for bed, and if he needs the breast still, I'll give him the breast. So then by that time I'm ready to kind of go to bed too, so I'll pump after that the rest of the milk that's in me and then go from there. I need to go follow the cat because she is rummaging around, and when that happens, it's not a good thing. So let me go follow her. I gotta put the sheets in the bed because I poured milk on the bed all over him and all over me and all over the bed when I pumped, or when I had the Haka. What are you doing? What are you doing in here? What are you doing in here? Meow. What are you doing? Meow. Meow. Come on, we gotta let the doggies in. Come on, Belle. Come on, Belle. Come on. Thank you. Bella, do you want to be stuck in here? I gotta close the door because I'm gonna let the doggies in. I just opened it for a second. Bella, come on. Okay, fine. You wanna say hi? You wanna see your face? Why do your cheeks look so red on camera? Look, who's that? Who's that? Is that you? Is that you? Look at your hair. Your hair looks ridiculous. This is my baby. I really need to clean this bed because all I feel is milk everywhere. Right? Because mommy poured milk all over you and me in the bed? Yep. That's our life. Yep, that's our life. Also, just to note with that routine, again, like I said, I don't pump throughout the day because I went through so many weeks where I exclusively pumped that, like, pumping, no. Pumping is like such a chore. I can't deal. So that being said, breastfeeding has gotten a lot better. It's not perfect. It still hurts me, but it's not the same exact pain. I can handle this pain versus the pain I was going through. That being said too, with the Haka, I told you how I collect milk throughout the day and that's what's his bottle for nighttime. I hope to eventually be able to freeze milk again. I have a stash going, but I don't like to touch it if I don't have to. I'm hoping to eventually be able to get a stash going. If there's a night that he goes to bed without needing a bottle, because sometimes he'll fall asleep and I can put him in bed and he stays asleep. If that's the case, I just freeze whatever milk I collected that day. But let me know what y'all do. In the morning time is usually the best time to pump, and that's usually when I want to pump. But he has like such a different schedule in the morning. Sometimes he'll go back to bed for like his first nap like immediately. Sometimes he won't. Like today, he's not. Usually right now he will have gone back to sleep. So during those times that he goes back to sleep, I will pump. But like now he's awake, so I'm probably not gonna pump. So he did empty the breast, so that's not the problem, because I used to do it because of infection purposes, but he does empty them now, so that's not the issue. So let me know when you ladies pump to store your milk. When it comes to my supply, I make like just enough for him throughout the day. Like I literally have like the exact supply that he needs. So let me know though if you guys have like an oversupply or undersupply and how y'all do the whole stashing of milk, because I need to start, because I hope to eventually be able to go on dates again. And my anniversary is next Monday. It's a week from today. I don't have a gift for my husband yet. I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna have to probably work on it today. I'll probably have to order some stuff or something, but I literally have no idea what to do. Good morning. You're excited, Wiggle? Are you so happy? Did you wake up? Yes, you're so happy. That was a good nappy, thank you. It's always a good day when you take a good nappy. Yes. So now he and I are just hanging out. I had breakfast and everything. It is much later in the day. It's already 2 o'clock. Had breakfast, had lunch, got work done, not all of it. I have done some editing and just getting all the things done. I'm cleaning the bed, getting everything clean, like I said, for the inspection tomorrow. Cannot wait to have this whole process done. Like, it is such a pain in the butt having to like make sure the dogs, myself, my son, my husband, the cat, everyone's out of the house during like showings and then the inspection tomorrow. The cat we've left in the house during the like showings because she hides, so no one even knows she's here. So that, I guess the one day that this buyer happened to come to the house, it wasn't the buyer, it was just the realtor, and the realtor said that the cat was on the bed and she was not very happy about that. So I was like, okay, number one, we still live here. This is our home. But anyway, she's the only one who has complained. No one else has complained. We have shown this house so many times. Nobody has complained except for her. So that's neither here nor there. So for the inspection tomorrow, we are going to make sure the cat's out of the house. We don't have to listen to her complain or whatever. So we're just hanging out, trying to pass a little bit of time. I'm still trying to work. I don't really know how to always keep him occupied. He does like to play, but there's certain things that I don't want him stuck playing all day with the same toys, because I don't want him to get bored. They're almost my desperate things. Like, if I really need him to be occupied, without a doubt, I save those things for that time. And then in the meantime, when it's okay, it's all right if he's not occupied, I try and do other things. So anyway, I am like trying to figure everything out. I've been putting him in his like seat. We got one of those Ingenuity seats that can be his high chair. It could just be a chair, just one of those, I don't know, universal seats. And so I've been putting him in that, giving him some toys to play with, and he really, really does enjoy that. But that doesn't last like forever. And then we have one bouncer I still need to clean. I'm gonna clean the fabric part of it after this load finishes, and then I can start using it. I'm hoping he likes it. I think he will, because there's so much to do on it. So I really think it's gonna be helpful.
Who's that? Is that my baby? Who's that? Who's that? That's your foot. Oh, that's a great foot. That's my baby. Yeah. That's my baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. Ow.
Good morning, guys. It is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. It's Thursday. I've come down with a cold. My sister had it, my nephews and everyone had it, and then my husband got it, and now I have it. And I don't think it'll go to the baby because he is on breast milk, and I hear that helps them from getting sick. But I will say that my husband and I had a very mild case of it. Mine's way more mild even than my husband's. So it's really, I sound worse than I feel. I feel fine. I just have a little bit of like mucus and sore throatish stuff. But anyway, boy, did I have a night last night. Holy crap. So I got the baby to bed at 10 o'clock. He woke up at 3:30 crying, and I could tell he had like gas or stomach ache. So I went ahead and I just got up. I didn't even fiddle with the, pacifier or anything like that. The doctor, we had his 4-month appointment on like Tuesday, and the doctor said, if he wakes up at that time, it's okay to go ahead and give him a bottle. I wasn't even trying to not give him a bottle, but feed him. I wasn't necessarily trying not to feed him. I just didn't think he needed it. So I just always would just give him a pacifier and be on my way and go back to bed. And so last night I went ahead and got up with him, changed him, and I don't remember if he pooped at that time. I don't think he did, but changed him and fed him, put him back down.
He slept for maybe 10 minutes and then got back up again, he more or less wanted just like, he uses the breast obviously as like a comfort, not only just for food. So he really just wanted to be held and like kind of at the breast or whatever. So did that for literally from 3:30 till 6, and I think I changed like 2 or 3 diapers in between because he just kept peeing because he kept eating as like a comfort thing. And I knew he was like definitely overeating. I didn't want to keep him at the breast, but you know, he just kept wanting it, so whatever. It's middle of the night, you do what you do. So 6 o'clock rolls around, he finally falls asleep in bed with me. I kept putting him, he's now out of his rock and play. That's where he used to sleep because he liked sitting up. It helped with any kind of, you know, like acid reflux or anything. And so he liked that. But now he rolls over so much and he loves sleeping on his side that the rock and play just doesn't work anymore. So we had to switch him to the pack and play because we still want him in our room. So we still want him in our room and try and keep it as normal as possible. So he is in a pack and play, and he's been sleeping wonderfully. I ended up having to bring him in bed with me to sleep because I was just exhausted at this point. And you gotta do what you gotta do. So he slept in the bed with me from, well, my husband and I, but from like 6 until like 8:30, he woke up, fed again, and fell asleep, but then woke up having to go to the bathroom. So he pooped, and I went to change him, and so he pooped first off, but then I cuddled him because I was like, you know what, he takes a while, so I'm just gonna cuddle him for a minute, let him finish. He gets to a point where I think he's finished. I go to pick him up and realize he peed through his entire outfit. So he has pee all over him, pee all over the bed. Great. And I pick him up obviously to go change him, and as we get to his room, he spits up all over my shoulder, all over my arm, all in my hair. Lovely, like drips on the floor. And then finally I make it to the room to clean him up. And so he did get his vaccine on Tuesday for the stomach thing, rotavirus. And when they get that, you really need to make sure you're extra careful and clean, just as if they have a stomach bug, because it's still going to be in their stool, the virus. So you have to still make sure you're super duper clean. Obviously I wash my hands all the time anyway, so it's not like I'm, you know, just all of a sudden trying to be clean. But oh, I hate when like big trucks stay in the left lane. But anyway, so I finally get him in the room, I get him all cleaned up and everything, and then I just like put him down on his little play mat. He played like a sweetheart and just like had a good rest of the morning. So we've had a really good morning. I fed him a little bit ago and tried putting him down for another nap, but he didn't have it. He napped for maybe 10 minutes and then he woke up. He just did not feel like napping. So we're gonna run to get coffee, run to Target, and just kind of have like a good day because I'm so just like tired and it's just been a rough night. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go get coffee and run to Target and just kind of just get out of the house for a little bit, because I've been cooped up in the house pretty much all week working, I think, with the exception of going to the doctor appointment and also the exception of getting my car washed yesterday. That's it. So I need to get out of the house. We are celebrating my nephew's birthday on Thursday. I guess I'll turn this off, sorry. On Thursday we celebrate my nephew's birthday. He is going to be turning 1. And then I think that's it. Oh, also Saturday morning, I think we're supposed to be seeing my mother-in-law. It kind of just depends on just, you know, how everything goes, because we're supposed to go to some festival with her. So we're just trying to do all the things and try and stay as busy as we can and just like enjoying life. And I am just like so ready to move. You have no idea. I'm like pumped to be in our new house, and it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm pretty sure you guys aren't going to see this before we move, so I can talk about it all I want. I didn't want to talk about it until after we actually moved, just cause. So yeah, I'm so excited though, you guys. Like, I am so pumped. I think about it every second of every single day. I am praying that he does not poop, because whenever he poops in this car seat, it goes through. Let me know if your babies do the same. Every time he poops, it goes through. Always gets onto the seat every single time. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, because again, like I said, you have to be extremely careful not to get the stomach bug. Not everyone's doctor even warns the patients to be extra careful, because adults, I guess, don't get it as bad as children do. So I don't know. My doctor definitely warned us, so we're just gonna take it for what he said. And he just pooped. Great.
So we are now home. Little man did poop in the car, which is so stressful because, like I said, I have to keep everything really sanitary, because his stool, they said for like 72 hours can be contaminated with the rotavirus. and I ain't got no time for that. Like, on a real note, he always poops in the car, and I should have just like waited until later in the day to do some errands, but I really wanted coffee and wanted to get out of the house, and he had already pooped in the morning, so I was like, maybe we'll be okay for a little bit. Hi, honey. But no, we weren't. He ended up pooping in the car. Anyways, we are home. I'm having some cereal for lunch, and I threw all of his stuff in the laundry just because whenever this stuff happens, I just feel like I have to clean something in order to feel okay. He's like going ham on his toy. Hi. Yeah, I ended up going into Target and saw someone I knew, and she had never seen the baby before, and she's like, oh my gosh, how old is your baby? And I'm like, 4 months. And she's like, it's been 4 months already? And I'm like, yeah, he's a big boy now. Which was funny because I saw her a few times when I was pregnant, so it was funny for her to like first see him. I was like, he's the 4th of July, baby. But anyway, I'm gonna eat some lunch and get some more cleaning done to feel better about myself. Today has been a day, like a day. Today has been so hard, you guys, like so hard. I get him down for a nap and then he'll just sleep for like 10 minutes. And so I figured I'm just gonna like, just stop. I'm gonna stop trying. He falls asleep when he's nursing is why I even try and put him down. But I've been trying to put him in the pack and play like I said. I whipped out the rock and play, which we put away, but I whipped it back out in hopes that maybe he'll sleep in that because the swing is not done yet and I'm just gonna give up on using the swing. It's just not working out. I think it's a mixture of the shots. It's a mixture of him being on a weird schedule today, a mixture of him not really sleeping at all last night. He's like kicking me, by the way. Hey guys, it is Friday. I needed the weekend so bad. He was so hard yesterday. I did vlog about it yesterday. He was so difficult. It only got worse and worse and worse as the day got on. He wouldn't settle for any reason at all. Like, there was nothing I could do to settle him down except for nurse. That's the only time he wasn't crying. And so I could tell he was having stomach issues, but I wasn't too sure it was from the vaccine or it was just from what I was eating or what it was, but he was having some really serious problems. And I was having stomach problems a few days ago, but I can't imagine it being correlated. I don't believe it was any kind of virus. I believe it had to have been probably from his vaccine. So he had the worst stomach ache, I guess, yesterday, and I didn't really realize it until the end of the day. I gave him gas drops and I realized, oh, he's settling a lot better. And I usually know his gas cry, and it was very similar, but it was like he just would not settle for any reason. So anyways, it was different than what he usually does when he just is like gas. This was like a way worse, way harder. This was just like a totally different type of cry. So it was really hard yesterday nonetheless, and then finally I just gave in and started giving gas drops whenever he started acting fussy, and every time I did, he'd finally settle. So I put them in his bottle, and he did do a very short stretch. He slept from like 9:30 to maybe 11:30, and then it was like 9:30 till 11 maybe, and so I brought him into bed with me because I started falling asleep around 10ish just because I was so tired, and our cable was out anyway, so I didn't get to watch TV. So I was so tired, I got like that hour of stretch of sleep, probably not even a full hour, probably closer to 30 to 45 minutes. And then brought him to bed with me because he would not lay down in his pack and play for the life of him. So I brought him to bed with me. We probably got back to sleep around 12, and he actually slept until 2:45. So that was a good 2 hour and 45 minute stretch right there. And then we nursed and nursed and nursed, and he didn't go back to bed till I think it was like 5:30, maybe even, no, it was about 5. So from 2:45 to 5, I could not get this child to go to sleep. I would put him, he'd fall asleep at the breast every single time, immediately fall asleep at the breast, and then the second I put him down into his pack and play, he'd wake up screaming, like screaming, not crying, screaming. So I knew something was wrong. Like, I knew he wasn't just being like a fussy baby, like just a spoiled baby, whatever. He was really having problems, and I don't think babies can be spoiled at his age yet. I think there's like, I don't think, anyway. So anyway, he just like was screaming. So finally I gave him gas drops, and that settled him. Brought him to bed with me at about 5 a.m. Brought him to bed with me because I had just had enough. I hadn't had any sleep from 2:45 to 5. I just had enough. So I brought him to bed with me, and he slept with me from 5 until I think it was like 6:30 or 6:45. Woke up, gave him another bottle, passed out again. I think it was like 8 he fell asleep, and then only slept again for maybe an hour, and then we were up for the day. So definitely very broken sleep, but I'm feeling okay, especially because he's so much better today. As soon as we got up, like when he drinks in the morning, I have a lot of milk. Not this morning, I guess, because he drank all night, but he overate yesterday, and I think that just that just played with him all day long, the overeating. Oh, this morning I gave him gas drops immediately after his first meal, and he seemed to be like really good, and he was like great. He went and he played in his room for a while with like no fussing at all. He kept rolling over and didn't fuss, like when he ended up on his belly, no fussing or anything. So I was able to have breakfast, brush my hair, clean the room, and like get all ready for, not get ready for the day, but had time to myself, and then hung out with him for a while, got him down for a nap, and then my mom came over and she hung out with him. He was so good for her, and then he took a nap, like a solid maybe 45-minute nap for me, and then now he's just been hanging out with me. I gave him another thing of gas drops though, maybe 10 minutes ago, because he was fussing after eating. When your baby is hurting and you don't know what to do or what is causing it or how to settle them, it is so heartbreaking, and it's so mentally and physically exhausting. Like my breasts were killing me because he was literally eating, I'm not kidding, all day, nonstop. Today, when he gave me a 45-minute nap, I started hurting and felt like I needed to feed him because my body had then become so used to feeding him like literally every 10 minutes. It freaked out. It's like, wait a second, why am I not feeding a child right now? So it's been such a better day though. He's in such a better mood. Back to my happy little baby, just being a little goofball again, just being a total angel. Yeah, so I'm gonna have some dinner. My husband's gonna be home in a little bit, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's Friday. We don't have anything planned for today. He had some stuff he had to do today, so we don't have anything planned for the night. We're just probably gonna cuddle up and watch movies, and I am so looking forward to that. I'm hoping he sleeps well tonight. I don't know. And now that the past 2 nights he did not sleep well, I'm like not very confident he's gonna sleep well again tonight, but I'm gonna try. Hope he sleeps in his pack and play, because he was doing great the first couple nights, and then the shots and then all this happened that he stopped, and I don't want him to think he needs to sleep in the bed with me, because I do not want that to be a thing. Like that's why I stayed up for so late last night between the 2:45 and 5 o'clock stretch, is because I don't want him getting used to being in the bed with me, because I just don't want that. I like that I can co-sleep for naps, and even for this, like after he's eaten, he usually will go back down to sleep a little longer for maybe a few hours, and for those few hours I love to co-sleep with him. But throughout the main stretch of the night, I want him to be independent. That is really huge for me. I know a lot of people are very into co-sleeping and very into the breastfeeding and skin to skin and all of that. I'm all about stuff like that. Like that's so cool. But for me, I want him to be independent. I want him to be able to hang out and do things himself, self-soothe. And it's not me being selfish. I feel like that helps him later on in life. I have a great bond with my son. I know skin to skin, and we do skin to skin too. We breastfeed, like we do all those things. And I know co-sleeping in some, I don't know what it does that helps. I'm not sure what co-sleeping does that helps, but I'm sure it's wonderful for some families. But for us, I just want him independent. So I only co-sleep when I really have to. So anyway, that being said, I'm so excited it's Friday. Tomorrow we have so much going on, so I'm really happy that he's feeling better for the weekend, because we're going to a festival tomorrow morning at like 9 in the morning. Really early for a festival, but for some reason I guess it's a morning one. So we're going to a festival at about 9 in the morning, so we're waking up early, but that'll be fine because I'm sure I'll be up anyway. And then we are celebrating my nephew's 1-year birthday, so that's gonna be really fun. So that's what we have going on for the agenda tomorrow. Sunday, I don't know what we're doing Sunday, thinking about it. I'm sure my husband's gonna have to like mow the grass.